Welcome to all the international delegates and all the dignitaries. So, let us try to understand one of the important case studies of the international business, that is Starbucks coffee, right? So, let us not even take a single moment. Let me start with a very wonderful enthusiasm because as many number of studies we are going to learn that many of ideas we will get to bring out more and more businesses in our life too. So here I am going with this wonderful PowerPoint presentation, that is Starbucks coffee. So let me start with this. So here what we are going to study, the very important thing here what we are going to study is, let me give you the clear cut clarity of the theory that what we are going to practice. So here the theory we are going to check out is of two people. That is, first one, you can see already who is already a popular theory which we already know, that is Michael Porter, a competitive strategy theory. Okay, so you already know that how the firms gains the advantages through cost leadership, differentiation, and different type of focus, like competition strategy, what we call it as, right? That is all about Michael Porter competitive strategy theory, right? So under this we are going to checking out how the Starbucks uses this differentiation, that is premium brand, using the premium brand and experience, how it uses the Starbucks as for the differentiation method to come up in the competitive strategy by using this Michael Porter's competitive strategy theory. Okay. Then second one, Philip Kotler, already which is already famous, right? We already know this. Philip Kotler's marketing mix. That is 4 P's of marketing. Everybody know that. That is product, price, promotion, and place. So these are the four important aspect of the marketing strategy of any of the businesses, right? So now here what we are going to study with this Philip Kotler's model of marketing mix, that is 4 P's theory, that is how this Starbucks localized all 4 P's in China to rebuild its market share. So that we are going to check out. So let me jump into the directly about the case background, how this Starbucks entered into the China, right? So let me talk about this Starbucks. It entered in the China way back in 1999. You can check out in the screen in 1999, right? And over the years, it built more than 6,800 stores. As of 2025, it has more than 6,800 stores. You can check out here, 6,800 plus stores, making it their second largest market after the US. Can you imagine? So, around, if I want to go for the next important point to be noted here about the case background, around 17% of the Starbucks global revenue actually comes from China itself. 17% of the Starbucks global revenue comes from alone the China itself. That's really huge, right? That's really huge. So, but in 2022 to 2023, you can see here, it faced a major hit. A rough phase went on for this business. Strict lockdowns happened, rising the local competition also, and increasing price sensitivity among the young consumers. So, because of this COVID, this lockdown, it got really a very big hit in its business in the year 2022 and 2023. So, now, what was the biggest challenge? The now biggest challenge was luck in coffee. So you can check out here, Luckin Coffee. What is this Luckin Coffee? So Luckin Coffee is a homegrown brand that went fully digital and started selling coffee at half the price of the Starbucks. At half the price of the Starbucks. That means it was offering completely a cheaper coffee than the Starbucks company. That means what was the price? The price was rupees 220 per coffee. I will show you in the next slide. versus Starbucks coffee was rupees 450 rupees. In rupees, I'm talking here. Okay. So as our Luckin Coffee was selling its coffee half the price of the Starbucks coffee also, it got a severe and massive hit in its business. Then what happened? So what type of discussion we have to do here? Exactly what happened, you know, suddenly the Starbucks, known for its premium third place cafe experience, it faced a brutal question now. It faced really a brutal question for the Starbucks. So let us think like that. We are the Starbucks company and we are facing this particular situation. So the major question was, how do you stay premium in a price war market? In a price war market, how we can stay premium that runs on apps and delivery speed also? What I'm trying to tell you is Luckin was completely shifted to the digital mode and it was very speed and half the price of the Starbucks per coffee. But Starbucks was not so digital and also it wanted to maintain its premium brand in this price war. So now let us take up the discussion. What discussion we can take up is like, see, how does this global brand can survive in this market where digital first price sensitive competition is dominating, right? So now what happens at this particular moment? If I want to say, see, just think as if imagine like if you were the Starbucks China's CEO. Okay, I am the CEO. Just think like that, or you are the CEO individually. Every individual here who are watching this and who are attending here, every single person is a Starbucks China's CEO. What would you fix first here? Whether you would like to fix the pricing, or you want to fix the technology, or the customer experience, what you would like to fix? Just tell me. So what we would like to fix is, let us go through this competition and market analysis. The competition and this market analysis first, then the Chinese coffee war we will try to understand practically with the numbers, and then we can think of the answer. Okay, so let's look at this coffee war numerically, how it happened. See, in this whole, this particular numbers and facts and figures, you can check out the company names. Starbucks, I have taken Luckin Coffee, one more brand, and one more local brand it was. And one more local brand I have taken into consideration, that is Tim Hortons China. Okay, so the stores, you can check out stores, number of stores of Starbucks in China itself alone was 6,800 stores, but Luckin Coffee had 10,800 stores. In comparison to Starbucks, it was more. And Tim Hortons China, it has only 900 stores across the China. So now, what was the revenue growth year on year? See, in Starbucks, overall with the 6,800 stores, it was making loss of that to minus 4 percentage, negative 4 percentage. Because we can also think that you can take this into consideration. Average cup per price was rupees 450 here, and it was not digitally, well acclimatized and accomplished also. So the key differentiator here was brand was there plus cafe experience was there. So this was the key differentiator from others. But again, revenue year on year growth was in the negative. But the same in the Luckin Coffee with its 10,800 stores, 88 percentage of revenue growth year on year was happening. That too, you can see the average cup per price is rupees 220 only. Why? The key differentiator, tech driven and localized taste was there. Right? So Tim Hortons, only with the 900 stores, it was making the revenue of 23% more with rupees 300 per cup price. Western fast casual style was included in this, so it was making out this. So now, if we take into consideration of this, that's a massive growth gap, clearly showing who is winning the local game. Who is winning the local game? Can you comment in the comment box? Obviously, Luckin Coffee, right? So Luckin positioned itself as the affordable fast and smart, right? Exactly with the digital first Chinese millennials wanted. Digital first, as the Chinese millennials wanted, right? So also along with that, you can see here 82% of the coffee what was purchased via mobile apps only. This take into consideration, my dear friends. It's very important to note here 70% of the urban millennials preferred this affordable indulgence, because of which 82% was ordered only through the apps of this Luckin Coffee, where Luckin's app usage was 89 percentage. 89 percentage. Over, if we check out the Starbucks, it was only 34%. Getting my percent, like getting my idea. So now here, what is the problem actually now? The problem was not the coffee, because already the Starbucks had this brand, brand also it was having, and cafe experience also it was having. But the problem was the experience in the delivery mode. See, whenever you come across any problems in any of this type of businesses, you have to go through what is the exact actual problem. Problems, wants, needs, and desires. These are the four important basics for any business to start, for any step to check out, and you have to note each and every problem properly and focus upon the competitor analysis also, and where they are doing best and where we are lacking. You can check out like this also. So now if we take here, the major problem was the delivery mode, right? So Starbucks was late to the digital party. So now, as a professor, as an international speaker, as an international business case study we are doing here. So my question is, how can this Starbucks reinvent its pricing and technological model without diluting its premium image? So this is the question for you. So now, how we can do that? As per your idea, you can comment me in the comment box. But if I go with the actual, strategic turnaround, what happened exactly? If I want to talk about that, so let me start with this. That is localization and digital birth. So how this Starbucks overcame this particular problem in 2023 to 2025, and what were the actions taken? So first one was, what was the action was, Starbucks didn't give up. See, never give up any business, my dear friends. One or the other time you will get an idea, and that idea will click for sure. And for that one idea to come, you have to cross thousands of ideas with the failures, just like a Newton, how he did it, right? So Starbucks didn't give up. They reinvented their model around the local behavior itself, around the local behavior. So now localization plus digital birth started happening. Localization and digital birth. So now what they formed? They formed a digital alliance with Alibaba. Alibaba is one of the biggest company. You might know already, right? So they formed a digital alliance with the Alibaba. So now 50% of all the Starbucks orders in China started coming through online. Started coming through online with this Alibaba, right? So next important point, what they did, they introduced the localized drinks. You can see here, they introduced the localized drinks. What were the localized drinks? See, you have to connect with the localization, with the people there at that particular location, right? Localized drinks. So two localized drinks were black sesame latte and oolong macchiato. Getting my point? Black sesame latte and oolong macchiato, these two were the local drinks through which they connected with the people. Okay. Now this was brilliant cultural adaptation they did. Now if we continue with the next one, if you continue with the next point, you can see they launched Starbucks Now. You can see here they launched the Starbucks Now. That is a mini store. What happened this with this mini store? See, mini stores require only smaller spaces. And second important point was faster service. We can serve the people very faster and 15% cheaper also. 15% cheaper than other products, right? And it was built for digital pickup. Because see, if our shop is at one particular place and every order is coming there, and reaching out to the customer will take more time and more wait means customer will walk away. Just like the Uber and other things, how it happens, right? We will walk away if we are waiting more. So for the digital pickup, we want as early as possible it to happen, and delivery should happen within seconds and minutes. It should happen. That to coffee, right? On sustainability, what happened? You can see on sustainability, 95 percentage of stores now use reusable cups also. Now use reusable cups also. So that was the strong local appeal they made, right? So now here, what was the results? See, what were the results? They spoke really loud. China, China revenue, China's revenue went on, no, to the 11 percentage hike year on year. 11 percentage. Can you imagine? Just China's whole revenue got 11 percentage hike. Why? Just because of app engagement jumped from 35 percentage to 67 percentage. In the previous slide, I told you, right? There's 32 to 35 percentage of app usage was happening of Starbucks. But after this wonderful idea of implementation of localization and digital rebirth, and having the small shops in the local areas and connecting with the local brands and local drinks, what happened? From 34 percentage to 67 percentage app engagement jumped. And NPS, you can see here, NPS. What is NPS? Net Promoter Score. It got rose from 41 to 63 in just 18 months, my dear friends. In just 18 months, it went from 41 to 63. So now what is the discussion that we have to make here? See, I hope you understood, right, how this case study, the solution were brought. So here the discussion point is, what leadership lesson can we exactly learn from how this Starbucks balanced global identity with the local reality? See, global identity with a local identity, how this managed it to happen, right? So if I want to summarize, Starbucks didn't change who they were actually. They didn't change. But what they changed is how they connected with the people. That is very important. So that's true. Our leadership evolution without losing identity, that is very important, right? So if I want to go with the data snapshot, impact metrics before and after the transformation, how it happened. So metrics is clearly in front of your eyes itself. See, metric annual China's revenue from 2022 to 2025, from $3.8 billion to $4.22 billion. It went very, very, very impressive hike. It got, that is 0.11% growth. Then operating margin was from 12% to 18% hike. It got that is 6 points hike. Active app users from 13 million to 23 million, that is 0.77 percentage of hike. Market share versus Luckin, right? So 32% was there in 2022. In 2025, 38 percentage, that is 6 points again hike. So customer retention, if we talk about, 58 percentage to 74, that is 16 percentage hike. So learning hook here is digital reinvention is not an optional in this particular age, my dear friends. It's the new global currency for brand survival also. So we have to go global, no other way at all, right? So every number here, it proves one principle. What it proves here? When strategy aligns with the local customers' behavior, growth is automatic. Once again, when the strategy aligns with the local customers' behavior, growth is automatic, right? Starbucks regained its power, not only power, not only this power by copying the Luckin, but by digitalizing its premium model too. That is very important to again remember. Then, and that's the modern MBA lesson or international business lesson, that what we are supposed to learn with this is, the market does not reward who starts first. It rewards to who adapts faster. So adaptation is very important here. Localization and digital rebirth, and connecting with the local brands, with the local people, with the global brand and the premium brand, and going with the small shops nearby, and digitally getting the more orders and reaching the customers within few minutes. That helped this Starbucks to sustain in the global level and contribute to the China's growth alone, and to establish in the global as a global brand also. So now here, what metric what metric do you think? This is a question which I want you to answer me in the comment box. What metric do you think that is the real heartbeat of this whole turnaround and transformation, you think? So is it a revenue or is it a retention? Can anybody tell me? Is it a revenue or retention? So think like a business leaders and answer me. So now, as a class exercise, the boardroom simulation, let us think like this. So now we will shift from theory to leadership action. Okay. So now what you are going to do is imagine that you are a Starbucks China leadership team in 2025. So now your target is $6 billion revenue by 2027. $6 billion you have to achieve by 2027, but without killing the premium brand feel of the Starbucks. And you are the Starbucks leadership team. You are in the Starbucks leadership team of the China. So now how you will achieve this? So you can choose any two strategies among these two, strategies, four strategies which I have mentioned here. So you can partner with Tencent WeChat ecosystem where hyper personalized marketing can be done. Second one, launch AI power packed, coffee kiosks for tier 2 cities. That also you can, take the option. Third one, enter the ready to drink cold coffee market. That also you can, adapt, or acquire a local sustainable coffee farm chain. This also you can adapt. So amongst these four, options that I'm giving you, you can choose any two, and you have to come up with a business idea that how you are going to make it happen practically. By 2027, you are reaching $6 billion of the market. So back your ideas with the data. I want with the proper data, with the proper numbers, facts, and figures, and what are the practical steps you are taking, and what you are going to bring upon practical implementation steps, and what is the results and impacts that you are going to bring on the table. So I want you to back up all the ideas with the data, mention your market share, mention your technological trends, also mention your customer behavior too. Getting my point? So these three important points you have to go through. So the whole exercise turns you into a real strategist now, right? So how do you make $1 billion decisions that respect both numbers as well as the culture, right? It should, your $1 billion decisions should respect both the numbers as well as the culture too. Okay. So now here in this, as I told you, I want you to present a 3-minute pitch. I want you to present a 3-minute pitch with data backed justification too. Okay. Then what I am going to keep the scores on 40, 30, 30. That is strategic logic, first one, feasibility 30%, innovation 30%. So these are the percentage of the marks that I'm going to provide you. So as a professor, if I want to say, as a international business case study, what I would like to talk about here is, as an international professor, I would like to say, see, global business or global success is not about copying the models. Global business is not about the copying the models. It's about creating the balance between the brand DNA and the market DNA. Once again, brand DNA and the market DNA. You have to create the balance between these two. Then only any business can become globally successful and become an international business again. Right? So, yes, with this, I would like to end up this wonderful case study of the international business, which the practical case study that we have checked out. So, here my presentation ends up, and my Instagram ID I have given here, Dr. _ Naveen Narayan. You can check out my profile for all the sorts of things, like I'm an international actor, international professor, and international learning and development expert. So you can come out and check out my daily new updates, and you can learn many more things by joining with me. So with this wonderful idea, with this wonderful case study, I would like to end up this session, and we will meet with a wonderful new case study in the next session. I hope you all really enjoyed, and answer me in the comment box and share this as many number of the people you can share, and let us help all the startup people across the globe to overcome all the problems and to reach the greatest heights. So this is what, with a wonderful idea, I'm coming towards you with an international business case study concepts. And in the next wonderful session, I will come up with a one more new case study which can help us to build our knowledge as well as the practical ideas to implement it on the spot and on the floor and on the business floor to reach the greatest revenue and make a global business and international business. Thank you so very much for all the international delegates and international students and international people for helping me and for connecting with me. Thank you so much. I love you.